What is up, my beautiful people? I am back for more tags on this dark and stormy daytime. You can't tell that it's daytime because it's so stormy. Today I am doing the character writing tag, which was originally created by Rachel Writes, I believe. Links in the doobly-doo, or they should be. If they're not, you know what to do. This one made me so happy to find because I am, as you know, I am now apparently trying to collect every writer tag that was ever created. By the way, if you are like, you want to do a writer tag and you don't know which one, I probably have most of them. There's a playlist for them. Definitely just go look and help yourself to whichever ones interest you. But this one made me really excited because, as most of you by now probably know, I love characters. I love reading characters and I love writing characters. And at first I was going to pick one of my books to talk about for this, but then I was like, nah, why limit myself like that? These guys want to know about everything. Am I right? Of course I'm right. So I will be answering these questions for each of my 3 books. My self-published book, Phoenix, my book that is going through the beta process, it's almost done, it's dragging its ass through the beta process, but it's getting there, Diary of a Demon, and my current work in progress that's just in the process of being written, Boots. So I will try to keep all of these answers short as a result because I try to keep my videos under 15 minutes. Here we go. Now keep in mind that not all of these questions are character related, but most of them are, so we're calling it the character book tag. But this first question actually is not character related, and that goes as follows. A crazy hacker has gone into your computer and deleted all of your music but one song from your writing playlist. What song remains? I'm assuming this means what song would I want to remain? Hang on a second, see. I decided that the song that I would most like to continue to have from my writing, like let's say they went through and they deleted everything, and I could only have one song from my writing for a while until I got everything back, and that song would probably be Even Star from The Lord of the Rings. Okay, now let's get into the character stuff. Woohoo! Okay, short answers, short answers. Your protagonist and antagonist are paired up to go to lunch together. Where do they go? Okay, so for Phoenix, my protagonist is Deidre, and my antagonist is zombies? Maybe they would go out for sushi because they could get raw meat, and Deidre would hope that that would mean the zombies would not eat her. That or the meat counter at a grocery store. Maybe a deli, I don't know. Some place where there's meat. For Diary of a Demon, my protagonist is Anders Book, and my antagonist is Satan. So they would go to eat wherever the hell Satan wanted, so probably just hell. And for my final book, we have Boots. I don't want to give away too many details, but my protagonist, one of them, is Boots the cat, and my antagonist is the ogre. These are really odd couples. None of these guys would go well together. So Boots would want to go somewhere where there are mice to catch, and the ogre would not want to hang out with Boots because he hates cats. So I guess they would just go to a field and have a picnic, because the ogre can sit over here with his picnic, and the cat can hunt mice in the field. Yes. While crossing a bridge, you are stopped by a troll who demands you read him a chapter of your novel. Which do you give him? Okay, for Phoenix, I give him probably chapter 3, which is the most action-packed, where the action really starts happening, where the zombie plague really starts going into effect. There's a rolled over school bus, they're being chased by zombies, there's severe injuries going down, running, hiding, fleeing, dangers happening. For Diary of a Demon, I would probably give the chapter 1, because he will not understand what is going on unless he reads chapter 1. I can't imagine going into the middle of that particular book and knowing what the fuck. And for Boots, because it's a work in progress, I think I would also give the troll chapter 1. Just, you know, to see if he's interested. He can read more if he wants. It's fine. He can be my beta reader. Okay, number 4. Your friends invite you to a party and all your characters are there. Who do you hang out with? For Phoenix, I hang out with a character named Moth, who is just a very sweet goth boy who is intelligent and sweet and darling, and he is also very soft-spoken, so he and I could just hang out and talk about our own thing. For Diary of a Demon, I would hang out with Ren. who is this outrageous old lady whom I love. She is really interesting. She's led a really interesting life. She's an actress, and she's also essentially like a spirit right now because of situations happening in the book. But what I love about Ren is that she gets you. She has seen enough of life that she gets you and she understands people. So if I was at the party and I was really not feeling like talking, Ren would completely understand and just let me be for a while. And finally, from Boots, I would hang out with Boots, the cat, because he's a cat. Number 5, somehow you've locked yourself out of your house. Which of your characters would pick the lock for you? In Phoenix, I don't think any of them would pick the lock, but I'm pretty sure that DS would just break down the door for me. So that'd be awesome. DS is the sort of leader character of this band of kids who are trying not to get eaten by zombies. He's kind of a badass, and he uses a car's drive shaft as a weapon. From Diary of a Demon, the one who could probably help me pick the lock would be Brian, the boogeyman. Mostly because Brian is just really willing to help people, and so he would help me figure it out and figure out how to get back into my house. He would probably suggest, though, that I try to see if any of my windows are open. Because he's always thinking that, Brian. And from Boots, I don't think any of the characters would be able to help me pick a lock. But the one who would have the best chance would be Joanna, who's the badass, awesome warrior lady. She would probably also break down the door. Most of my characters would break down the door instead of pick the lock. This is the kind of characters I write. Alternately, I could just follow the cat around until I figured out how he gets into the house. Number 6. The zombie apocalypse is happening and everyone is fleeing the Earth, heading for Mars. You can only take one of your characters with you. Who is it? Well, firstly, if the zombie apocalypse is happening, I would be fighting the zombies, not fleeing for Mars, so... But if I was being forced onto a Mars transport from Phoenix, I again would take Moth, just because he's such a sweetie and he'd be great to hang around with. From Diary of a Demon, I would take Brian, again because he's such a sweetie, but also he's a boogeyman and he is terrifying looking, and so he would clear out a space from us. Like, Brian would sit down next to me and everybody else would give us our space, which might make extra room for other characters to join us. And from Boots, I would probably bring Lyle, because he's the Hufflepuff type, he's the best friend type, and he would definitely stick with me. Plus we could have great conversations because he is adorable and sweet and a Hufflepuff like me. Number 7, you're given the opportunity to travel to a place in your book. Where do you go? For Phoenix, I guess I would go anywhere in the story before the zombies happen, because after that it's all terrible. So, Deidre's house before the zombies. We'll go with that. For Diary of a Demon, again, it's a terrible place to be because most of it takes place in a hellscape, otherwise known as the demonscape, where you do not want to be. But I think I would pick Keela's camp. Late in the story we meet a character named Keela, and she has a camp that is kind of separate and protected from the rest of the demonscape, so I would choose that, plus that's where all of her weapons are. So, definitely that. And for Boots, I think I would choose the Princess's Palace because it could be all decadent and pretty, but you can also see out over the beautiful countryside. Number 8, you meet your main character and want to start a conversation. You can only say 6 words or less. What do you say? Alright, let's see. For Deidre, 6 words or less. To Deidre, beginning of the book, let's say, I would say, don't worry, you'll get stronger. It's 5 words. Cool. For Anders from Diary of a Demon, if I wanted to start a conversation with him, I would say, hey, wanna play video games? Yeah, because Anders is a nerd like me. I mean, I would be really good friends with him after he's matured. In the beginning of the book, he is a not very mature teenage gamer nerd. Needs to grow a little bit, but at the end of the book, he and I would probably get on. And finally, for Boots, I would say, hey, kitty, I will pet you. Perfect. Number 9, crazy acid rain is falling. Which character do you use as an umbrella? Well, that's rude. Shouldn't use people as umbrellas. From Phoenix, I'd try to use a zombie, but it would be trying to eat me the whole time, so that wouldn't be a good situation. From Diary of a Demon, I would use one of the angels, not because I dislike them, but because they are an angel, so the acid rain probably won't even affect them at all. Plus, They're an angel, so they're probably fine with helping me out and protecting me from the rain. And for boots, I would make the ogre be my umbrella, because the ogre is not a nice person. Well, okay, the ogre is kind of complex, much more complex than I'm a big monster, so I would feel a little bit bad using the ogre as an umbrella, but I'd still do it. And number 10, you are out to eat with your main character. They ask you to pick a dessert. What do you order them? Deidre's favorite dessert, I feel like she would want like a Snickers or some kind of candy bar. I feel like she's a candy bar person, and I just thinking about it, Snickers popped right into my head, so I think she would want a Snickers. Anders from Diary of a Demon would want ice cream. He and I have the same favorite dessert, and that is ice cream. But I feel like he definitely likes chocolatey ice cream, and I tend to prefer like fruit ice cream, so we differ a little bit, although I do still like chocolate, but he would go for chocolate most of the time. And finally, for boots, I would order the cat some sweet cream to lap up, and for the other character, who's a main character, who's just pretty much as important as Boots, that is Levi, the miller's son. For Levi, he would like something simple. I would order him a nice slice of apple pie, still warm. He would love that very much. So there you go, that was my character tag. I hope that I did not go too long, or I will have to cut it down severely. We'll see. So if you feel like it, please do the tag. Enjoy. Because I want to know all about your characters, because I am such a character person. I'm excited to hear your answers, so excited that I'm going to stop filming and go wait for them. And by that I mean I'm going to stop filming and then immediately start filming the next tag. Okay, bye!